The sandwich that built your world. June 28, 1914. Sarajevo. There's this young guy, Gavrilo Princip, chilling outside a deli. He's 19, eating a sandwich. He's got a gun. Earlier that day, he tried to off Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria. Didn't work. His buddy chucked a bomb at the Archduke's car, but it bounced off. Archduke was fine. Princip figured it was all over. Time for lunch, he was ready to head home. But then, the Archduke's car comes down his street. The driver messed up. Should have gone straight. Didn't know the route changed, so he turned onto Franz Joseph Street, right where Princip was standing. Driver realizes his mistake, stops to back up. Engine dies. 5 feet Hawaii Princip looks up from his sandwich. Awok Sober pulls out his gun and fires twice. Archduke's dead. His wife's dead. And the world as you know it, your life, your country, what language you speak, who you are, all came from that moment. Because that bullet didn't just kill a dude. It killed empires, made new countries, started 2 world wars, killed like 100 million people, and built the world we live in now. And here's the crazy part. It almost didn't even happen. The microscopic moment. Let's rewind a bit. That morning was a disaster for the would-be killers. 6 of them, spread out along the route, armed with bombs and guns. Simple job. Waste the Archduke. When his car rolls by, first guy froze up. Couldn't do it. Let the car pass. Second guy throws a bomb. Bounces off. Blows up the car behind. Hurts a bunch of people. But the Archduke's totally okay. The Archduke's driver floors it. Assassination failed. Franz Ferdinand was ticked. But he wasn't gonna let some terrorists ruin his day. He wanted to visit the injured folks at the hospital, so the security guys changed the route to avoid crowds. Main road, straight to the hospital. Safer that way, except nobody told the driver. Leopold Loika was his name. First day driving the Archduke. Nervous wreck. Didn't know Sarajevo very well. He sticks to the original route and turns onto Franz Joseph Street, right into the packed old town. The governor, sitting next to him, shouts, "Wrong way. Straight." Lorca panics, slams on the brakes, tries to reverse. Engine stalls, right there in front of Schiller's Deli, where Gavrilo Princip just happened to be. Princip wasn't even supposed to be there. Gave up after the bombing failed. Just grabbing some lunch before heading home. But the Archduke's car, stuck, engine dead, 5 feet away, was just there. Princip steps up. Bang, bang. 1 shot to the Archduke's neck, 1 to his wife's stomach. They died in the car. Quick, take away any of those screw-ups. The wrong turn, the dead engine, Princip being exactly where he was, in the 20th century. Never happened the way you know it. The alternate morning. Okay, so let's say those things didn't happen. Driver knows the route. Skips Franz Joseph Street, goest straight hospital. Franz Ferdinand gives a speech, shakes some hands, goes home. Pissed about the bombing, but alive? So does that mean peace in Europe? No. Here's what people get wrong about World War I. It wasn't just about the assassination. That was just the match. Europe was a powder keg. Back in 1914, Europe was super-armed, stuck in tight alliances full of countries fighting over colonies, nationalism off the charts. Germany wanted more power. Russia wanted to protect their Slavic buddies. France wanted revenge on Germany. Austria-Hungary was falling apart because of all the different ethnic groups. Everyone was ready to throw down. They just needed a reason. Franz Ferdinand lives. That excuse doesn't come in 1914. But it's still out there. Maybe war starts in 1916, maybe 1918, maybe over something else. Balkans, Africa, who knows? Or maybe Austria-Hungary fixes itself to avoid falling apart, gives more power to the different groups inside the country, stays together by changing Germany, no war breathing down its neck, focuses on its economy, becomes a rich powerhouse instead of a military one. Russia still has problems. The Tsar still isn't good at tsaring. Revolution might still happen, but it's different. Slower, maybe, not as extreme. The point is, Europe doesn't have a huge reset in 1914. The old world doesn't burn, and that changes everything about the world today. The women who never left home. Let's make this personal right now. World War I pulled millions of guys out of work. Someone had to step up. Women did. For the first time, women went to work, building weapons, driving trucks, doing all the stuff men did. They proved they could do it all. And when the war ended, they weren't going back home. That's how women got the right to vote in most of the West. How your great-grandma got to work, own stuff, and choose her own path. But no World War I? She stays home. Back then, most women lived with their parents until they got married. Married someone from town, had kids, stayed home. That's just how things were. Without the war, that keeps going. For years, women pushing for the right to vote. Steal a hound, but not as many, and they don't have the muscle the war gave them. So, say your great-grandma was born in 1895. In our world, she worked in a factory during the war. They fell in love, got married, had your grandpa in 1919. In this other world, she never goes to that factory. Marries some dude from her village in 1916, doesn't really know him. Has different kids, which means your dad as never happens, which means you don't exist. Not the you that you are now. Not your face, your name, who you are. Wiped out because a car didn't turn. The soldiers who lived, now think about the guys. World War I killed 20 million people. Mostly young dudes. A whole generation gone. France called them the lost generation. Britain barely have a family that didn't lose someone to the war. But in this alternate world, those men live. They come home from work every day, have kids, build stuff, write books, start businesses. Europe in 1920 isn't beat up and broken. It's full of guys who should have died. Your grandpa, the one from our world, might not be around in this one. But someone else is. Someone who would have been killed in some battle in France or Belgium. Different people is walking the earth, and culture is different. And because there's no mass death, there's no mass disappointment. World War I killed trust in the government. People saw their leaders throw people away for no reason. That's where all the modern cynicism comes from. Plus, distrust in institutions. But in the other world, people still trust their governments, kings and empires. Society stays more traditional, more organized. Is that a good thing? Or bad? Depends on your point of view. The borders that never changed. Let's talk about where you're from now. World War I drew new lines on the map of Europe. Austria-Hungary fell apart. Became Austria-Hungary, Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, bit of Poland, Romania, and Italy. The Ottoman Empire collapsed. Became Turkey, Syria, Iraq, Jordan, Lebanon, Israel, Palestine. The German Empire fell apart. Lost some land. Became a republic. The Russian Empire collapsed. Became the Soviet Union. New countries everywhere. Flags, new everything. But in the other world, those empires don't fall. Austria-Hungary stays together. Maybe changes a bit, but doesn't fall apart. The Ottoman Empire gets weaker, but doesn't shatter. Maybe becomes a monarchy with a constitution. Germany stays a monarchy. The Kaiser stays the boss, but also has a government sort of like Britain. So, if you're from Poland, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Austria, Hungary, or to Balkans, your country doesn't happen. Your passport says Austro-Hungarian Federation. If you're from Syria, Iraq, Jordan, or Lebanon, your borders are totally different. If you're from Germany, you're still living in an empire. And if you're from the US, you're living in a country that never became super powerful. Without World War I, America doesn't care about Europe, doesn't build a big military, and doesn't get to be the big boss. The 20th century is all Europe, not America. The darker trade-off. Things get a little rough now. Yes, No World War I in the alternate world. No trenches, no gas, no 20 million deads, and no World War II. Here's why. World War II was because of World War I. Germany lost. The Treaty of Versailles was horrible, made them pay a ton, took their land, blamed them for everything. That made people very angry. The economy collapsed. People were desperate. Then Hitler steps in. His whole thing was, we got screwed. We'll get our payback. No World War I, no Treaty of Versailles, no messed up economy, no anger. Hitler just stays some failed artist, maybe a small-time crazy guy. Never gets any followers. The Nazi thing never happens. Which means no Holocaust. 6 million Jewish people stay alive. 5 million others, like Romani, disabled people, gay people, people against the government, they stay alive. World War II, which killed maybe 70 to 85 million people, never happens. So this world is a lot better, right? Hold on a second. With no world wars, the world doesn't learn some important stuff. After World War II, we said, never again. We made the United Nations, wrote the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, made laws to keep genocide from happening, developed morals that said that crazy nationalism is not good. Dictators are bad, and people have to be treated with respect. In this other world, they don't ever wake up. Europe stays more nationalistic, more unfair, fine with having empires and people being treated super unequal. Women's rights take longer to happen. Civil rights, slower going. Colonial empires lasting longer. Technology is slower too. No big wars means no big military budgets for research. Stuff like radar, jet engines, antibiotics, nuclear power, computers. All those things were made by the government or accelerated by the war. In the other world, smartphones don't exist. Normal air travel doesn't exist. And the internet probably doesn't exist. And the big hard questions is it worth the price? Would you trade 100 million dead people for faster progress? Would you say okay to very bad wars if it makes human rights happen? There is no good answer. But that's what you have to think about when wondering about a world without that bullet in Sarajevo. Fewer really bad things. But it takes longer for us to be good. The bullet we're still living with. Let's jump back to our world. The one you're living in right now. Everything about it, everything comes back to that bullet in Sarajevo. The borders of your country, which language you use, which rights you got, plus what technology you use. The fact that you believe in things like democracy, equality, well, questioning the government, all that comes from those world wars. The United Nations, NATO, the EU, even the idea that countries should work together instead of fight came from the ashes of 1914. Even you being born, your family and who fell in love and who had a baby all came about due to the crazy events of the 20th century. If Archduke Ferdinand stays alive, you don't happen. Someone else is born. Someone with a different face, name, and a different world. Not you. That's what history is. It isn't just random stuff that happened. It's personal. It's intimate. It is the reason why you exist. And it all comes down to things that were a coincidence. A driver that didn't know the way. An engine that wouldn't start. A young boy with a gun and a sandwich. That's all that it took. And now, here you are, 111 years later, sitting around and watch a video that all started because of a few crazy seconds. Every decision that you ever made. Every person that you ever loved. Every goal that you ever had. All of this came and went because of fate taking one path instead of another. The question we can't answer. So, would the other world have been better to be a part of? Honestly, we don't know. Maybe the world finds another way to progress further. Maybe we learn those lessons without the bad stuff. Maybe not having a bad war lets us build something amazing and new. Something that is more kind. Or we get stuck somewhere in time. Maybe inequality lasts forever and we can't build up the courage to protect human rights. Maybe not having a wake-up all means that we go headfirst into something scary and new. We don't know for sure, but here is something that we do know. Your life that you love so much, that you and I love, has never in the past been on the right track. What you have today is something that came from crazy moments, and also accidents in the world. Remember that the car on the road took a left instead of a right. History isn't always so black and white. It's a million moments, and each one being extremely weird. So the next time someone tells you that history was supposed to go this way, think about Gavrilo Princip more. There he is, outside the shop, holding a gun, having a choice.